Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of All About You. In today's video, I have something very different. As of late, all I've been doing is giving you guys deck profiles and talking about different types of events while giving you my personal card choices of why cards are good and why cards are not so good. You guys already know my signature phrases, which again, if you guys feel offended, I am sorry. Greatly apologize. However, you shouldn't take my words literally or personally for that matter. But anyways, today I will be talking about my top 5 players, the best players in the game up to date. And I will have some mentionables after my top 5. But without further ado, let's begin. The first person I have for the best player in the game is yours truly, Peter Katana. This man has been incredible. One of the best and most analytical players that we have currently in this game. All the way since we started regionals, even prior to that, in locals at state events or just bigger competitive scenes, Peter Katana has been one of those players that was always showcasing something interesting as far as deck builds or just things that he actually won with at locals. And local wins for Peter Katana aren't the same as most of us. Most of us don't have locals packed with great players. We just have locals that are, you know, pretty much either your group is good or maybe a few others involved in your locals are very good. For the most part, locals are not as competitive. They're more friendly to other players. So with that being said, Peter Katana has a first place championship win at one of the regionals held by ARG, presented by Bandai. He also has 2, not 1, but 2 top 3s. That's incredible. So not only the guy has a win, but he has 2 top 3s. Very few players can do that even in a career of playing card games for over a multiple amount of years. And Peter Katana has done it in less than a year. So that's pretty incredible to say the least. He also has another top, which was probably either a top 16 or top 32. I'm not too sure on that, but he also topped. So this guy has 4 under his belt. Now, with that being said, he is one of the most nicest players you would ever meet. Unlike me, where a lot of people don't really like me, not like that anyways, Peter is a player that is for the people, let's just say that. He loves sharing ideas, he loves talking to everyone, trying to make everyone's day brighter. He's even friendly in games while most people are uptight. Most competitive players are to themselves and just want to win. He wants to win, but he makes sure to make the other person feel comfortable during gameplay. I've seen him in numerous times at events where I enjoy watching his games. He's just one of those guys that you just want to see him play, and whether he wins or lose, you're just happy to see him in action. So that is my number 1 pick. Moving to our second, Marcel Russell. This guy, man, there is so much to say about him, and he's very close to my first pick. In fact, he has 1 more top than Peter Katana. The only difference is that I feel that 2-3 top cuts definitely will put more weight overall on a player than a little bit more of that player having more top cuts. So let's go down with his accomplishments. Marcel has a first place win in Las Vegas. Marcel also has a second place, actually losing to Peter Katana, which is incredible. The classic Vegeta and Goku matchup arised again with them. Then Marcel continues to dominate and top numerous other times, to be exact 3 more additional times, scoring himself top 8s, top 16s, and top 32. So he pretty much hit almost all the brackets of top cut, besides I believe the top 4 bracket, which, I mean, shit, if you got a first place and a second place, yeah, you could pass on that 4th place or 3rd place bracket. Nonetheless, Marcel has been another player that when he sits down in front of you, you already know you're in for an incredible game, and it's never going to be easy beating him. Not at all. Very few players have actual victories. I'm definitely one of the few, and you know, I prize myself on that little bit. Moving forward, we have Chris Abella. Chris Abella is also another PPG member. By the way, all these players that were mentioned are all PPG. Chris Abella has a first place championship win at a regional. He also has 3 top cuts, which is very good. I believe he has top 8 and top 16s and up. So he always made sure to pretty much top every event he attended, with maybe, I believe, 1 miscut. Other than that, Chris Abella has always been one of the deck creators of PPG. He has always been one of the competitive builders of their iconic decks. Now, moving forward to number 4, we have myself, yours truly, the Dragon Ball God. Now, I know I'm not the most favorable player, but I'm pretty badass. And this is a listing of the top 5 players, the top 5 best players. So with that being said, my achievements, starting from the beginning of the game, I have the first win at a sanctioned event for Bandai, which was the championship held at Indianapolis. It was a smaller event than these regionals, only had around 60 to 70 players attend, with only 50 and change remaining after round 1. So obviously, it's not the biggest event to gauge skill, and the game was still new. It was still only about a month and change old. So overall, it was still a good event. There were players such as Dusty O'Brien, as you may already know him from Kitchen Table Meta. And there were also a few other notable players like my teammates, Eric Hill and Eon Hill, which they were very new to the game at the time, so they didn't really get to perform as well as they wanted, but they were still competent players nonetheless, have grown exponentially, and are now some of the best players in the game as well. They don't make the top 5 list, but they're definitely in the top 10 for sure. Going forward, I have a second place top at a regional, Indianapolis to be exact. I actually lost to the previous champion, Chris Abella, which made 3rd seat in my list. And I also have a top 8, which just occurred recently in the last regional I attended. And I have 2 additional top 32s. Unfortunately, it's very odd and weird in my perspective, because I've always had good matchups overall, but as soon as I hit top 32, I always have like the worst case of luck. I just had to go against players that were playing decks that were really good to beat mine, at least design-wise. And I still always went up to game 3, except for Darren. I beat him in Swiss, and he beat me in top 32, ironically. So, another good player, definitely in the top 10 bracket. Now moving forward, 5th slot will be a tie. Yes, I said it, guys. It will be a tie between Alejandro Mena and Jorge Fernandez. Now, these two guys both have regional wins. Both tough competitors. They have been relevant since they entered the tournament scene at regionals. In fact, they both have been picked up by sponsors after their wins. Alejandro got picked up by PPG and Jorge got picked up by Bearded Collectibles. So they all have been great enough to be selected for sponsorships. Now, these players, it's hard to really analyze their skills and what makes them very good at the game, but I can let you know firsthand that I played both of them. In fact, I have played Alejandro Mena more than half of the regionals I attended. I've been to 5 regionals, top 4 of them. The other one I also top 32, but unfortunately it was just only top 16. So I got the short end of the stick, but it is what it is. Alejandro Mena, we end up playing after round 6 and up. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I've been the reason why he hasn't been topping as of late. He has a good amount of tops, has a win, but for some reason we get paired up. Now, Jorge Fernandez, I actually only played him once, and we had a draw in our game. He is a very good player. In fact, he won the event that we had a draw. I played him with my Cell Tricolored, and he played me with his winning Frieza deck. And don't get me wrong, he is a very good player. In fact, I was his first competitive match during that regional. He didn't even realize like what was going on, you know? It was actually very fun. If you watch the video, which is already down, if you watch the Florida experience video, you'll see that he actually says that he died game 1. Like, it was just like he couldn't even describe it. And then game 2 was a tough matchup. I was close to beating him, but he was able to put on enough pressure with those freezes that he sideboarded in. And then game 3, we didn't get a chance to finish. That is my top 5 pick, guys. And it's incredible because we have players that are just phenomenal, to say the least, right now playing in this game. And it's new. It hasn't even been out for a complete year, and we've been having incredible matches. And I can't wait to see what Bandai does for this game, because I feel like this will be the big thing in terms of CCGs. So, other mentionables, players that I feel that are very skilled, Eon and Eric Hill, the Hill Bros, the Hill Twins, as you may know. These guys are relatively consistent. Eric usually always, when he tops, he gets past the top 32 bracket each and every time. He actually didn't have the problem I had when I was stuck in top 32. The first time he ever topped was the first regional ever, and he made top 8. Then he topped the second regional and he made top 8. Or the third regional and made top 8. Then he recently topped 16. Eric Hill has been the most competitive twin out of the 2 when it comes to regionals. But Eon Hill, you can't sleep on him. He has 2 top 32s. He has numerous 1K wins. Numerous. The guy has 1K wins / splits for the win, essentially. Eon Hill is usually, ironically, the most competitive twin amongst themselves. Eon usually wins more than Eric when they play each other. It's just that Eric has an amazing understanding, and he is very resilient during gameplay. So no matter who he plays, he's always playing for the most part optimal, at least from what he can see and what plays he believes he can make. So those are definitely 2 mentionables. I also would like to mention some of the players who didn't make it. Trey Faircloth is another solid player. He actually have won the first ARG event held by Jim and the team. He also was very consistent in his career on topping. I believe he topped every event he attended. He has a great understanding of the game. He's always a relevant opponent. If you ever sit across tables from him, he's not free. Even though me and him, we have jokes all the time about stuff like that. And overall, a cool guy. You know, you just gotta really understand and get to know these people that you play in this community. A lot of players have interesting histories, and they're very cool people overall. I have never really had a bad time at a tournament thus far with anyone. Everyone's been good. Everyone's been cordial. No one disrespectful. These were my top 5 pick. I would love to hear what your top 5 pick is. They don't even have to be the best players. In the comment section below, talk about some of your favorite players, your top 5 favorite. Or you can talk about the top 5 best in your opinion. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel for more content. And as always, this channel is all about you.